I'm Karlin Kaylah.
And I'm Kayla Turner, and we own the Whitehouse Bakery in Clear Lake, Manitoba.
So our parents owned actually a business at Clear Lake while we were teenagers. They owned the Clear Lake Trading Post for 10 years. So we got to work with mom and dad. We got to see the good of it. We got to see the bad of it. And it was something that was attractive to us. We thought it was a lifestyle that we would enjoy and really a good way to make a living. And we're fortunate enough to have them here helping us. So roles have kind of reversed a little bit. It's now our business and they help us. But it's just something that we saw growing up and we thought was something we'd really like to do.
We decided on the Whitehouse just because it was local. We love Clear Lake. I mean, we've been here for 15 years. It feels like home. We wanted to stay in the area. Definitely a seasonal business was something we were looking for. And yeah, we love it.
As far as we know, the Whitehouse has been operating fairly similarly since it started. When you look back on the leases, you can see it came into existence in the 40s. So we don't know a lot about the history, but as long back as we know, it's been operating as a restaurant and a bakery. This is our 4th season now. And as far as we know, we're running it almost exactly the same as it has for the last 20 or 30 years. Something like this needs to be in a setting like a national park, a place that's busy where you have that kind of traffic to be able to offer that. It's a lot of hard work. It's really demanding. But for us, we feel like what we're doing has a purpose. You don't feel like you're clocking in or out because when you get here and when you leave is dependent on the work that needs to be done. So we love that. It feels like what you're doing has purpose and needs to be done.
What's your favorite thing from the Whitehouse?
Oh, I would say our best well-known would be probably the cinnamon buns or the combo. People definitely go for those the most, but I think my favorite would be the sandwich cookies. We have a few different kinds. We have red velvet, marshwalk munch, carrot cake, s'mores, so they're fun.
To make it a good experience for your customers, it has to be a good place for staff to work or you won't retain people. People won't want to work for you and that customer service will fall off. It has to be a good place to work.
Yeah, we want to keep like the same small national park feel. We don't really want to change anything about it.
We want to continue to offer home cooked meals. We want to continue to offer fresh baking and have that be the main purpose of the Whitehouse. As the park gets busier, as more people find out about Riding Mountain, we obviously want to grow, but we don't want to stray from that's what we're offering. We just want to offer that on a bigger scale. So for us, being in our 20s, buying an established business, that can be a challenge, that can be difficult. Obviously, we weren't starting from nothing. The bank only goes so far in terms of a loan, in terms of how much they're able to help by their regulations. So when we went to Community Futures, we had a plan and said, this is what we want to do, this is how we want to do it. And with their support, we were able to develop a real plan to say, this is realistic for us, even though we're in our 20s, even though we're young, even though we don't have a lot. They were able to give us that extra push to make the down payment to be able to buy a business like this.
So working with Community Futures has been an absolute pleasure. They've been so helpful at figuring out a way to make this work for us. It's always been about how it works for us, how they can help us. They were the main reason why we were actually able to do this.
They're easy to work with.
Yeah.
They're flexible and they will help you with a plan to be successful, especially if it doesn't fit into a traditional model. And where Community Futures is working, especially in smaller communities, in seasonal business, those don't necessarily fit into a traditional box. Community Futures is able to look at each plan and say, does it work or does it not work? Not does it fit into this box?
What advice would you give to other entrepreneurs looking to start up or buy a business in general?
Just being as prepared as you can always. In business, it seems your plan A rarely works out. So always having a plan B, a plan C, a plan D. Being open to learning, being flexible, and having a set goal in mind. Finding different ways that you can get there because you are going to need plan B, plan C. You've got to be flexible. You've got to be willing to learn. You've got to be willing to adapt.